The sting is the worst part. It's not just the forgetting, it's the casual indifference that follows, like I'm asking him to remember the name of a character from a movie he watched once 5 years ago. This is our 4-year anniversary, and Liam, my boyfriend, completely blanked. Not a word, not a card, not even a slightly curious glance at the date on his phone. The first time he forgot was our first anniversary. We were still in the giddy, intense phase of dating. We met at university. He was the charming, slightly chaotic finance major, and I was the focused literature student. He was always running late, but he made up for it with his dazzling smile and a way of making me feel like the only woman in the room. That first year, everything was fire and light. When the day came and went without a mention, I was heartbroken, but I tried to be understanding. When I finally brought it up the next morning, his face went white. "Oh my God, Sarah, I am so sorry. I had this huge presentation and it completely wiped my memory. Please, I'll make it up to you, I swear." He did. He booked a weekend trip, bought me a beautiful necklace, and wrote a 5-page letter apologizing profusely. He was genuinely distraught. I melted, of course. "It'll never happen again," he promised, holding me tight. That promise felt solid, a cornerstone of our future. The second time, our second anniversary, was different. It wasn't completely forgotten, but it was almost worse. I had taken the day off work. I cleaned the apartment, bought special ingredients, and dressed up. He came home, saw me, and said, "Fancy night? Looks great, babe, but I've got to finish this level." After dinner, when I was quiet, he finally registered my sadness. "Wait, are you upset about something?" When he finally realized, his reaction wasn't panic, but annoyance mixed with mild guilt. "Seriously? Why didn't you just say something? We agreed dates aren't a big deal to me. You know how my brain works, Sarah. Stop setting me up for failure." There was no grand gesture that year. Just a hurried, last-minute booking at a mediocre restaurant and a flat. "Sorry, okay?" The seed of doubt was planted, but I told myself he was stressed. He was just a guy. Maybe I was making too much of a fuss. We moved in together 6 months after the second anniversary. That's when the charming chaos started to look a lot more like avoidant selfishness. It was the little things at first. The dirty dishes left on the counter, the socks everywhere, the way he would promise to pay a bill, and I'd end up getting the late notice email. When I'd bring these things up, the conversation always pivoted to my delivery. "You're nagging, Sarah. Can we just talk about this later? Or why do you always sound so angry when you talk about the utilities? It's just money." He started to deploy emotional language to deflect responsibility. I remember specifically getting upset because he blew off dinner with my parents, a dinner we'd planned weeks in advance, to play an impromptu game with his friends. When I called him out, heard that he'd stood us up without a call, he sighed dramatically. Honestly, the level of emotion you bring to these simple issues is exhausting. "It's dinner. We can go next week. You need to learn how to compartmentalize, otherwise, you'll burn yourself out being this passionate about everything." That word, passionate, was a subtle dagger. It sounded like a compliment but was clearly used as a critique of my character. It implied that my feelings were disproportionate to the offense. I started walking on eggshells, rephrasing every request as a gentle suggestion and mentally rehearsing conversations to ensure I didn't use the tone. I spent more time managing my emotional expression than he spent on basic domestic effort. It's a classic trap, and I walked right into it, convinced I was the one who needed to change. I truly believed I was too much for a stable relationship. This year, the approach of our 4th anniversary felt less like anticipation and more like a high-stakes psychological experiment. I had spent the last 2 months dropping breadcrumbs, so subtle I thought I was losing my mind, but still noticeable enough for any engaged partner. I put a recurring calendar event on our shared Google Calendar, 4-year anniversary. Champagne glasses. I even set the reminder for 3 weeks before the date. When he clicked it, he commented, "Oh, good reminder, I need to take the trash out on the 15th. I froze. He saw the title and totally ignored it. I tried to talk about memories. Remember that first trip we took? It was right after. I trailed off, hoping he'd fill in the blank. He just said, "Yeah, that was awesome. We should do that again." No connection to the significance of the date. My anxiety was a constant, low-frequency hum. I found myself thinking, if he forgets this, what does it mean? If he forgets this, he doesn't value me. If he forgets this, I have to leave. But the fear of actually leaving kept me silent. Then came the incident with my dog, Scout. Scout had a minor emergency, a severe allergic reaction. It was terrifying. I was home alone, rushing her to the emergency vet, crying uncontrollably. I called Liam, begging him to leave work early and meet me there. He was annoyed. "Sarah, I'm in the middle of a quarterly review. She's a dog, she'll be fine. They are professionals. Call me back when you know the bill." The complete lack of concern, the immediate jump to the practical financial instead of my obvious emotional distress, was a massive blow. When I later expressed how much that hurt me, he replied, "See? This is what I mean. The overreaction. You're spinning out over a temporary health scare. You need to chill." That night, lying next to him, I felt a chasm open between us. I knew, with a certainty that chilled me to the bone, that if he forgot the anniversary this year, the issue wasn't my memory or his busyness, it was my value in his life. I desperately hoped he would remember, just to prove my devastating conclusion wrong. The day arrived. October 20th. I had taken the day off, told Liam I was working from home so he wouldn't feel pressured. I bought a small, beautiful cake and hid it in the fridge. I wore the dress he once said he loved, did my hair, and lit candles in the living room while he was finishing up a work call in the office. He walked out of his office at 6:30 p.m., stretched, and headed straight for the couch, already reaching for the controller. "Hey, beautiful," he said, kissing my forehead without looking at me. "Did you order food? I'm starving. Let's just order pizza." I took a deep breath. "I actually made dinner. It's your favorite, the lemon herb salmon. I wanted us to have a nice, quiet dinner in." He paused his game. "Oh, wow. Look at you. That's awesome, babe. Thanks." And he went back to the game. We ate dinner at the kitchen island. I tried to steer the conversation toward the past, toward us. "Do you remember that first date at the coffee shop, how you spilled your latte on your tie?" I smiled, trying to prompt him gently. He chuckled. "Yeah, I was such a mess. Speaking of messes, this salmon is incredible. Seriously, you should make this more often." My chest felt tight, the air getting thin. It was 8 p.m. No mention. No recognition. My careful planning, my dress, the hidden cake, it all felt stupid, a desperate attempt to force romance from a barren landscape. I couldn't do the subtle hints anymore. I put my fork down, my hands trembling. "Liam," I said, my voice barely a whisper. "Do you know what day it is?" He looked up, genuinely confused. He checked his phone calendar quickly, probably for a meeting. Thursday? Why?" I stared at him, tears welling up immediately, the kind that make your throat burn. "It's October 20th, Liam. It's our 4-year anniversary." The realization hit him. His eyes widened, but the expression wasn't regret. It was that familiar, sinking look of someone who just got caught, immediately followed by irritation. He dropped his phone on the island with a clatter. "Seriously, Sarah? You're going to do this now?" Tears were streaming down my face. "Yes, I'm going to do this now. This is the 3rd time, Liam. 4 years. And you have completely forgotten the one day that is supposed to be about us, about celebrating our relationship. Does this mean nothing to you?" He pushed his plate away, leaned back, and rubbed his temples. He didn't come to me. He didn't touch me. He just looked at me with that tired, exasperated expression. "Stop crying, Sarah. Just stop. You're being ridiculous. It's a date. It's a Hallmark holiday, and you're having a full-blown meltdown over it. I was busy, I was stressed, and you know I'm terrible with dates. Why do you always have to be so emotional?" That was the line. The final, brutal, unforgivable line. He didn't just forget the date. He invalidated the pain of 3 years of emotional neglect in one dismissive sentence. He wasn't apologizing for his failure. He was blaming my reaction to his failure. The word emotional felt like a brand, stamping me as the defective one. His words didn't just hurt. They shattered the fantasy I had been desperately clinging to. I stopped crying instantly. The silence that followed was dense, heavier than any argument we'd ever had. I saw him clearly for the first time, not the charming student, but the perpetually self-centered man who prioritized his own comfort over my basic happiness. "You're right," I said, my voice shockingly steady. "I am emotional. And I'm emotional because I'm in a relationship with someone who fundamentally does not care about my feelings or what matters to me. It's not the date, Liam. It's the proof." I stood up and walked straight to the bedroom. He called after me, "Where are you going?" "Don't be dramatic, Sarah. Let's just talk about this." I didn't answer. I grabbed my largest duffel bag. I packed a few days' worth of clothes, my laptop, my most important documents, and the necklace he bought me after the first time he forgot. I left the necklace on his side of the bed. He came into the room, finally looking worried, but his words were still tainted by defensiveness. "What are you doing? Are you serious? You're leaving because I forgot one stupid date?" "No," I said, zipping the bag closed. "I'm leaving because I am too emotional to be with someone who forgets me, dismisses my distress, and then calls me names to avoid taking responsibility. You don't get it. You never will." I called my sister, Mia. She lives about 2 hours away. "I'm coming over," I choked out. "I need to get out." Liam followed me to the front door, trying to block my way. He switched tactics quickly, moving from anger to pleading. "Come on, babe, I love you. This is an overreaction. We'll order in, we'll talk. Don't ruin 4 years over this, please." I looked him straight in the eye. "You didn't forget the date, Liam. You forgot me. 3 times. And I can't live waiting for the next time you decide I'm too dramatic to be worth remembering." I walked out the door, pulling it shut before he could say another word. As I drove away, my phone started buzzing with texts. They weren't apologies. They were frantic attempts to minimize the situation. "Seriously, this is insane. Get some perspective. You need to relax." Then, the final jab, "I guess you just need constant validation, huh? I'm exhausted by your drama." I muted the thread. I was exhausted too, but not by my own drama. I was exhausted by his. I'm sitting in Mia's spare room now, scrolling through the memories on my phone, the happy ones, the early days. It's confusing. I know the man who forgot is the real man, but I keep remembering the man who wrote that 5-page apology letter. Mia is making me tea and insisting I eat something. She read the texts and just shook her head. "He's still trying to make you the villain of the story, SAR. This is pure deflection." I know she's right. It's like a spotlight has been turned on, illuminating all the previous incidents. The small lies, the forgotten promises, the way he always made me feel like the needy, unstable partner when I was simply reacting normally to being overlooked. He wasn't just forgetful, he was emotionally negligent and weaponized my own feelings against me. The dilemma now is what to do next. My name is on the lease. Half my stuff is there. My dog, Scout, is still there, and I feel immense guilt for leaving her, even though Liam is home. The logical side of my brain is screaming, "End it." The conditioned, trauma-bonded side is whispering, "Go back, apologize for being too emotional, and things will be fine." I haven't blocked him, but I haven't replied. I need clarity. I need to know that this feeling, this certainty that I deserve a partner who is not just present, but invested, is not an overreaction. I feel like I'm standing at a major intersection in my life, terrified to cross. What do you think? Should I stay or leave? If you were in my shoes, what would you do?